All a part of the propaganda machine, because in 2002, if you still want to rule over a people, you still have to show those people as being some form of savage. You see, just some things, you know. Meanwhile, they lock up H. Rap Brown, Jamil Al-Amin. They lock him up. Lock this brother up. All black jury indicts him. You see, I think they're going to give him life or something. You know. Now here it is, a man, and not only that, they got footage of his innocence. This cop gets killed. The night that the cop gets killed, they got it on all the news. They showed a trail of blood. They said, the other cop said, well, whoever shot this cop, we returned fire and we actually hit the person. We hit the person, and after hitting that person, you know, that person ran into this little house and all. They showed the actual trail of blood the night before. You see what I'm saying? The night before. Then all of a sudden, they go to court. When they get to H. Rap Brown, when they first find him, he don't have a mark on him. You see. But it's going to the point where as they can basically do what they want to do, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But I'm still trying to figure out how you get an all-black jury go for the bullshit when the civil rights all-stars, like Coretta Scott King, came out and said, man, you know they're framing this man. You know, we're talking about black people who don't never have no voice when it comes to the plight of our people. It was so doggone blatant until Coretta Scott King had to come out and go say, come on, y'all. You know they're framing this man. They found bullet cases, they found blood on the scene, but yet when they see this man don't have a bullet wound nowhere on him. You see what I'm saying? But then again, on the other hand, he had a whole bunch of white lawyers. And not only that, and then they said that they thought that the trial was going to go on for like a week or 2 weeks. They thought they was going to have another O.J. Simpson on this thing. The defense said, we rest our case. You see, we rest our case. And you know, and then the next thing you know, he goes up. He goes up the river in the midst of all this stuff that's actually going down. Now that's is very key, because this, huh? I think they got a life sentence, yeah. Now remember this now. Despite what went on, you got to understand that the system of a couple of things happen. If they're going to attack Islam, which in so many words, now we know we have a little history with Islam, but then again there's the Islam of the personal history, which comes Noble Drew Ali, Elijah Muhammad, and even when we talk about the culture of Islam, which is some African motifs was rehashed in this thing that we still get all teary-eyed about. But we're talking about a world system now. We're talking about a world system ruled from Mecca, world system ruled from Rome, the Vatican, and a world system ruled from Jerusalem. And you got to understand, this is the major apparatus of world dominating systems under this so-called religious bullshit, which is a fascist regime, any way you put it. You see what I'm saying? Now, before you get to that particular aspect, because that's actually spiritual, that all three major religions are now being overhauled. You see, these monster machines that oppress people are now falling, and Islam can place themselves right in the middle of that. You understand what I'm saying? Because you still got the blood of millions of Africans under the Islam thing. You see what I'm saying? Now, we're not talking about our relationship based on whatever religion we got into, because we always change those things around up until about 20, 30 years ago, and now that don't work for us no more. You see what I'm saying? So we can say that the black church from 1865 to like 1970 was a highly metaphysical and spiritual entity for us when we didn't have nothing else. But it hadn't been too much of that after in the last 30 years. But if you're talking about world systems, understand the difference between a personal religion and a world dominating system. The world is dominated from doggone Mecca, Rome, and fucking Israel. And now, in the last 6 months, you done had attack on Islam that's been toppled. You had an attack on, now you got an attack on Judaism that's being toppled. And now you got an attack on the doggone Catholicism that's being toppled. All of this stuff here is spiritual, what is called a return of the Bacchanalian realm, which we'll get into. You see what I'm saying? So don't be misconstrued about the African Islam. The Moorish Islam was a political system. Try to understand the difference between Moorish Islam. The Moors went into Islam no different than you go into Democrat, Republican. They can take a political instrument as a driving force to put forth civilization and knowledge and ancient wisdom, you see what I'm saying, or half the Kemetic stuff. Now know the difference in a political system, you see what I'm saying, because we got thousands of texts that have nothing to do with general Islam or the Quran that was brought to Spain with the Moors and Europe by the Moors, but yet has nothing to do with Islam. So we understand the difference between an African using something as a political system, which we got to understand that's what white boys do. We didn't ever catch on to this shit. And in all honesty and stuff, that's the way the real civilized person is supposed to do this shit. They're supposed to look at these systems as an organized system, and they're supposed to use them as a political system for leverage. And that's basically what the white boy, if he didn't take nothing, he took that shit. You see? He runs with it. He was taught well on that one. Don't never believe in that shit. Just use it as a political system to gain leverage. You can shape the minds whenever you go on. You see? And that's the difference. We don't want the motherfuckers believing in some shit. You see what I'm saying? Sublime mythology makes grotesque history. You see what I'm saying? And that's why we the ones that's being preyed upon, because we still caught up in the bull. So we got all these damn philosophies right now, whereas we're the only people left holding the bag that's still doggone in all these sectarian cults and still trying to figure out which one is the most supreme, and yet we catching hell to this day. But still yet, black people just won't let go. Won't let go. You see, we got to be some kind of ism.